Now, the US stock markets, they closed mixed on Tuesday as investors brushed aside fears of nuclear escalation in the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, the Nasdaq, it jumped by about 1%, while the S&P 500, the broader index, ended with gains of about 0.4%, boosted by a surge in tech shares ahead of Nvidia's results. Wall Street shares also rose after the retailer raised its annual forecast for both sales and profit. Now, the Dow Jones, it ended about 0.3% lower but recovered from the earlier lows of the day.
U.S. stocks finished mixed Tuesday, though technology stocks jumped as investors awaited results from Nvidia this week. Also, shares of Walmart added 3% after the company raised its sales and profit forecast for the third consecutive time. That wasn't enough to boost the Dow, which finished down nearly 0.3%, while the S&P 500 advanced 0.4% and the tech-heavy Nasdaq gained 1%. Stocks began the session in the red after Russian President Vladimir Putin lowered the threshold for a nuclear strike in response to a broader range of conventional attacks earlier in the day, and Moscow said Ukraine had struck deep inside Russia with U.S.-made long-range missiles. Stocks paired losses as Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Moscow will do everything possible to prevent a nuclear war. Investors should prepare for more volatility, says Matt Rowe, head of portfolio management at Nomura Capital Management, as stocks have had quite a run and are now expensive.
It's now a guessing game of how far is too far as the rally goes. And there are a lot of other questions as far as risk assets go and where things are priced. And when I say risk assets, I mean equities, I mean corporate credit, the yield curve, pretty much anywhere you can invest money. Valuations look pretty stretched. So I expect that going into the end of the year that we are going to have a lot of choppy movement, a lot of up days and a lot of down days, and some pretty jittery reactions from the market because we are at pretty high valuation levels right now.
Other stocks on the move included Netflix, which gained about 3% after the streaming media company said 108 million people watched a boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson on its service. And shares of United Airlines increased more than 4% to a multi-year high after broker TD Cowen called the carrier its best idea for 2025 and raised its price target on the stock.